And it was done in a morgue, and there was a murder that happened. There was a shootout, and 2 bodies came in, and they were still there at the time, and they notice you, and they make a connection. Once you make that connection, and they're lost, and once there's that, they're still there. They're there, and every now and then, I know they're there. They make it known that they're there.
And it was what's following you from Guatemala is definitely the spirit of the 2.
Yeah.
They're not rats that you did wrong that are following you.
No.
It's the spirit of 2 people that were just killed when you were doing a ceremony.
Yes.
And you didn't. It was just by happenstance that you're doing the ceremony and then they come in.
Yeah, it was because we were in Guatemala investigating. We did an investigation there that's called La Fossa Común. It's like an Olympic-sized swimming pool because there was almost a civil war in Guatemala for like 40, 50 years, and the government was just literally exterminating its people. And they would take these bodies and throw them in this big mass grave. And we went to this mass grave, and you literally look into a hole like this, and you see 50, 60, 70,000 people. And all these university students that couldn't afford to pay tuition would come and take body parts to study for their medical classes. So we followed these kids at night to see how it really worked. And in that cemetery, there's a crematorium. So, and we asked, why is the crematorium right here? And obviously it was because of that. And it had this odor, and it was just something different. And the cemetery is hundreds of years old. And Guatemala is a very violent country. So we went to the morgue to see if we could find any energies and all this kind of stuff. And as we were doing the ceremony and the ritual and closing off the TV show in the morgue, an ambulance brought 2 fresh cadavers that had more than 4 minutes hadn't passed since their death.
Are your friends telling you like I golf, okay? Like there's other things you could do. This seems very dangerous. This seems that you could have killed yourself.
Well, I left.
You got 2 demons flying over your head now.
I left the wrestling world a long, long time ago, and I started studying religions, and I really put a lot of time into it. And my life has gone on, and I've gone into different things, and because of the television show I was doing, and to further my own knowledge and learning about our history as human beings, you come across these certain things, and if you really want to know, you can't ask, you have to live it, or you don't get it. So I lived it.
I'm not kidding here. Did you ever think about doing like a documentary or a TV show
I did a TV show
about this?
Yeah, it was on TV.
Oh, okay. I clearly missed it.
But it was from Mexico City. I slept in a morgue. I slept in this. I went into tombs. You can see it all on
What
YouTube.
about a book about the different religions and stuff? It's fascinating to me.
It's amazing, but I didn't do it to talk about it. I did it for me.
No, that's fine. But you've done it, and it's part of your life. So why not pass your knowledge on? Your experiences.
Because one
of the private thing?
No, it's a select thing. They're not very open just to letting in the casual practitioner. Mm-hmm. You really got to prove that you're into it before they open the doors.
Sure, just that you're serious and you're not some guy who's just going
to... The greatest thing, with Thelema, was another religion with Aleister Crowley. I'm not ssure if you're familiar with the name.
I know the name just in a casual way.
Yeah, and...
good Ozzy Osbourne song also about Mr. Crowley.
He was a real guy.
Yeah.
And, that whole 666 thing, it was because of him, and he was the world's evilest man at one point. He had a house in Italy that Mussolini and Hitler actually expelled him from the country because of his devil worship that was going on there. The house still exists. You can go to it. I've been there. And it's evil because he invoked certain things there, and he would do these 6 and 8 month long rituals that he became insane because of it, and a lot of drugs were used in it and all that kind of stuff. You just can't. You just don't go, hey, you know what I mean?
No, of course not.
When you put your time in, it's a small community at certain levels. They will find you and they come to you.
Wow.
I was some guy and I was in Los Angeles doing this, and the word had gotten out. I was in a German restaurant. Nobody believes me until I showed my mom the book. I said, Mom, this guy came in and I didn't know him, and he said, this is for you. And it was a copy of the book you get when you cross the next phase into Thelema. And he just got up and walked away. And he says, you read it once, you got to rip it up and you throw it away. I haven't read it yet. I still have it because it was just a moment that blew my mind. So when you get into those kind of things, it's such a small community that they know to find you, to invite you.
The organization that you referenced on your ring, that was an entrance into this world? Because from
No.
what I know of that, it's not
It isn't. It isn't. You'd be surprised.
religious.
It is and it isn't. It's very historical.
Yes.
And it's
Some of our presidents. have-
all of your presidents. This one is something that when you study and you learn things, names come up, origins of things. You know, a lot of things stemmed from Egypt in that time, and this is something that was once you get to a certain level. I'm a very big fan of really knowing the true history of the Templars. Once I get to a certain level here, I will have access to people that take you to that level. So it's just furthering my studies. Yeah.
Do you ever meet Anton LaVey?
No. Okay. But I know all about him.
Right.
I know about him. His daughter, the whole change. That's not my thing.
Okay, Jay Zaretsky from Ontario. As someone who has proudly carried the black flag for punk music, what bands do you think best represent the ethos of what punk is? Which bands represent that mentality the least?
Rancid is the band that carries. There's too many, man. I mean, I wouldn't say there's bands. I say there's scenes. Like anybody who came out of the New York hardcore scene, you can't play around there. Those are real people. You know, all the bands that came out of the Rancid area, all those bands are real people. Who least carries the flag?
Posers?
I don't know. And who's to say what is and what isn't punk rock?
Well, just your opinion.
Man,
Green Day. Where's Green Day stand?
fucking pretty high up on the altar, bro.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I think Demi Lovato's punk rock.
Because it's an attitude more so than a
Because she didn't
sound.
fucking listen to anybody's bullshit, and she went through it all, and she suffered, fell from grace, and paid her dues, and said, "Yeah, and she look where she's awesome." So everybody's got their own opinion, so you know.
Salvatore M returns with what's your favorite Barbra Streisand song? Evergreen, The Way We Were.
The only really thing I know about South Park, Barbra Streisand is South Park, so I'm not too much of a big fan.
Let's see. Callum from the UK. Hi, Vampiro. I'd like to know what it is like being in the wrestling games. Did you get any money for it? Also, fuck you for kicking my ass in backyard wrestling, too.
Okay, sorry.
You get any money from the games? I know you said that you didn't get any from WWE TV. But
No, man, no, I didn't.
Rocky Patel, what do you think of the dirt sheet guys like Meltzer?
I'm thankful that he exists because there's a lot of people that wouldn't have access to that information. He was kind of like the innovator of like these shoot things and stuff, you know, like pushing the information. But at the same time, I also think it's pretty hard for me to respect a guy more than a wrestler. A guy who's never been in the wrestling ring to speak bad about anybody in the wrestling business, I don't think that's fair.